God bless Highlight Ty.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is back. Battle Court Highlight has returned. And of course, the return of your favorite, the world's favorite, the world's biggest, the world's fastest growing Highlight podcast. God bless Highlight here on the Fan Batard Network. And we are happy to have two Cesta Cyclones on with us today. Not one, because we're not doing season one shit anymore. This is season two. We got to go bigger. So season two, we are rolling out with Tanard Davis, aka Jeden, and Javon Williams, also known as Williams, on the court. Two Cesta Cyclones. Fellas, welcome in. How are you doing?
Man, everything's good, man. Happy to be here with you guys right now.
What's up, Nathan? Yeah, man. Thank you for having us on again, brother.
Absolutely. Glad to have some Cyclones in the house.
Code Nation, where are you at?
Yo, we're here. We played. Me and my cousin played on Friday. We had the inaugural ESPN debut of us showcasing our new revamped team. My cousin was at it, and he's definitely was a key asset to our win. So, it feels good to be back playing Battle Court. It also feels better playing with my cousin, so we can, try to bring that championship together.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's right where I want to start. I think, Williams, you were trial by fire there, being your very first match. Everything's on the line, right? You're down. You lose the first set, 6-1. Put me in your shoes. What are you thinking? What was your strategy to bounce back? Like, you basically dominated the rest of that set.
Coming back after walking off that court, man, and just looking my teammates in their faces, man, and they just, coming over, giving me motivation, words of encouragement, strategies to go back out there on the court. But all what was in my mind, it was like, yo, they drafted you. They changed it. They championship team for you, so you got to go out there and represent, man. And stepping back on that court for the second match, and my head was just like, yo, show them who the fuck you are. Excuse my language, but that was in my mind. Like, yo, you got to go out there and dominate. Show them, why they drafted you and changed up their championship team to pick you, So I just went out there, man, just gave it my all, man.
Yeah. You mentioned some words of motivation. Who's motivating you? Who's like the team motivator?
I pretty much heard my cousin through the whole match, on the sideline, every play, even during the play, he was telling me, get ready, be prepared, just don't stay flat-footed. He was there the whole way, man, through the whole match.
Now, Jen, this is different. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, Williams.
No, go ahead.
Jen, I just wanted to ask you, like, how did it feel coming into this season, coming off the inaugural Battle Court Championship? Like, you guys have expectations now. Like, when the ownership transition happened last season, things weren't exactly going hot. Then you guys just came out of nowhere, won it all. So now the Cesta Cyclones, they have expectations on them this year. How does this year feel compared to last year?
Well, we don't really care what the expectations are for the fans. We set an expectation for ourselves, and I take pride in wanting to go out there and give a good showing. But winning the championship was last year. I get it. You always want to ride on your highest moment and try to roll over into the next season, still having that high moment. But that's over. Each team is different now. Each team has better players. They strategize much better to pick their order, their grouping much better, so they can make sure they compete with us. The one thing that we did last year, and I can take credit for this, I explained to the guys to set up the order so we're not too top heavy. And when we come to games 3 and 4, we're not too far behind. A lot of guys didn't really care about their games 5 and game 6. And meaning that's the doubles, their 5 and 6 doubles, because it was a throwaway game. So now the teams are more focused on, okay, we got to make sure we don't do what we did last year, because that's why the Cesta Cyclones were able to figure it out and able to win that championship. But the expectations are always to go out there and play a good show, control what we can control, And then, highlight is highlight. You got to catch or throw, and you got to throw the ball where your opponent is not in order to win the game.
So Nathan and I were talking before we got started here, and we had a question for you two, specifically as it let me try that again. Nathan and I were talking beforehand, and we had a question about the format this year. We noticed looking over at the box score, it went singles, double, single, whereas last season, I think it was single, then all the doubles matches. Is that correct?
Yes. So last year we played only 5 games.
Okay.
This
Nathan,
year we're playing.
right.
Yeah, so we're playing 6 games now. And so Scott, our boss, he purposely wants every game to go down to the last match because it gives the anticipation of a really good game. Because if the last game is up in the air and if you win the match, like the whole total game. Or if you lose, obviously you lose the whole entire thing. Because if we win all 3 doubles and then if we win 2 singles and then win a double, we technically won. Because last year you technically won because you got 3.5 points. Now you got to win 3 singles and then win a double, and then obviously everything is a throwaway. So the format it was tinkered just a little bit, only to add a little bit more intensity inside the last game, anticipation. And I think Scott did a really good job on that because my cousin, like you said earlier, his win was very important because if we didn't win that game with him, we would have lost the match because we was already behind on points. So, we didn't have to tell that to my cousin. He already knew it. And that's why he checked in those last 2 sets and ultimately gave us that win. So honestly, his win really was the reason we won.
Absolutely. I mean, as someone who is watching, you definitely notice the new style for season 2, and it does add more excitement. I have to admit, I was a little nervous after that first set. But Williams, I want to throw it back to you, and I just want to ask you, what do you think you bring to the team this year? What do you think are your strengths that you bring as the newest Cyclone?
Just my energy, man. Everybody knows me. I'm one of the most athletic players on the team. One of the most diehard players, so just bringing that energy to the Cyclones at that last position gives us another edge because you got to think about our whole team. We have savages on the Cyclones, man. Just think about it. Even Manny's personality is real laid back. But when he's on that court, Manny's a savage, man. From my cousin to Manu, especially Ikeda and Caballo, man, those guys' personality on that court, I feel like I just fit right in, D1 all the way down to D6, man, with savages, man. So them picking me, bringing me on, just add it, fill that slot in.
All right, so you guys have kind of had some time to look over the playing field. You obviously know the teams. You've played a match now. I want you all to name some names. Who do you think is the strongest team, and who do you think is the weakest team this year, from what you can see so far?
Man,
every team, I can't really say that there's a weak team.
A weak team, yeah.
There's no weak team because everybody has assassins. Now, if you want to say from strongest to least strongest, because there's no weak teams.
Sure, let's go with that. Least strongest.
Obviously, by default, I want to say we have the strongest team by default. But then who's right behind us? I want to say the Robote Renegades because they have Gocheri, they have Run, who is a sleeper, and they have Aratz, and then you have Ben, and you have CRB. CRB is consistent. The only person I really feel like that can be an issue, but can really put them over the top if he plays well is Anderluck or Correa. But the Warriors, they got a really strong team too. But the Renegades to me should have been one of the best teams last year. They just fell apart the last 2 weeks and lost control of getting into the playoffs. So it's first us, second Renegades, third Warriors, And I think the Chula Chargers are the last, to me, my opinion.
Last year, the Renegades was supposed to take it. And I'm saying that because I was on the Renegades. And what happened was I never got to play a single match, you know, with doubles and singles. So it kind of fell on the sub player, which was Vuelo. And he lost every match. And I believe they were out of it, like, what, 3 points last year?
Something like that,
Yeah, 3 points, you know, and he had 4 matches, and, you know, the doubles games that he played, they fell short. They never got a win too. So that was a big factor for the Renegades last year. So like you said, adding Run, and if Correa steps up, they got a pretty good team, man. I could see them giving us a run for our money.
Is there going to be a championship game this season? Because I know they were talking about getting to 90, like there's 90 possible points that a team can get. Is that just letting us know like that's the possible amount, but still the top 2 teams at the end are going to play a championship game?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, Scott never walks away from having 2 teams fight for the money.
Absolutely.
Never.
If the 2 top teams are on, like how we were last year, if it's us or the Renegades or the Wall Warriors and Chulas, it doesn't matter if you're first or second place, you still got to play for the championship. So if we're in second place, we're fine. If we're in first place, that's fine. But this is the wrinkle. If you're in first place and the last game, if it's up for grabs, you get to choose who you want to play. So if we're number 1 and our last game is singles, we get to choose who our best player is. So if Manu is undefeated and their best number 1 is, you want to say is, I'm gonna give an example, Nicholas, because Nicholas has to play the number 1 because Inaki may be hurt. We can take advantage of that because we know Manu is probably the most strongest players on our team as a number 1. So that's the advantage of being first place in this season. But long as you're 2, it is what it is. We got to go out there and win it.
So I want to know, obviously, for people who are listening to this, you probably listened to season 1 of God Bless Highlight. And if you listen to God Bless 1 of season of Highlight, oh my God, if you listen to season 1 of God, I can't talk today. If you listen to season 1 of God Bless Highlight, you know that there was a little bit of ownership controversy there towards the middle end of the season. So, you know, Williams coming in from a different team, what is your assessment of the ownership situation of the Cesta Cyclones right now? Who do you feel is the one true owner?
I gotta go with my boy Cody. Man, listen, only because his presence, man. You know, from what I could see, him being present, him being active with everybody. I'm just gotta go with my boy, man. No disrespect, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like he's the face, and people don't really care about titles and stuff like that. Only like what they see. You know what I'm saying? And him being a more present like that, I'm gonna have to go with him, man.
And Jen, what about you? You've been through this whole saga now. Where are you at season 2? Who do you feel is the one true owner?
The one true owner is the one who started day 1, and it's Coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, he started us with day 1. He didn't show up for the championship. I'm not gonna lie, I had a little bit of taste in my mouth. But his excuse was legit. When you're Jerry, if you're the owner, you're like Jerry Jones. Listen, I'm here.
Jerry Jones is not missing a Super Bowl, Tanard. Jerry Jones is not missing a Super Bowl.
Jerry Jones doesn't make another one of those
for a boat day. For a boat day with the boys, no.
But his energy, the one thing Chris does, his energy is effective, man. Like when he's there, we see him, he's in a crowd, he's amping everybody up. Our team is built like that. We have a lot of high personality guys, with my cousin involved and myself. So Chris Coates being our boss, our owner for the Cesta Cyclones, he's a representation of us. Yeah. So that's what I would say. Like he is the man. It's the Lebertar show is so funny, and I love how they're having that dynamic. But our 2 owners, I think, should play for the ownership of the team.
Yes,
and
that's
have
what
a
we
battle
suggested.
after the championship. And that's the guy who's taking the championship with him next.
100%. That should
Yeah.
happen. That needs to
Yes.
happen.
Man,
Yes.
the energy was so up like through the roof on Friday with Chris, man, that I hate beer. Everybody knows me, I'm not a beer drinker. He bought rounds for everybody, man. And I probably sipped the beer like 4 times just because the energy that them guys had around them. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, even when I won my match, man, like even through the match, I heard them up there cheering. Let's go, Williams. They had this little chant going on with banging on the tables and the floor as the match was getting to the end. So like that energy that they bring, man, is just something else, man. So, Chris, hey, man, he holds it down, man. He lets it be known. He's the face.
I mean, I know that you guys don't need hyping up because there's money at stake at the end of the day. But do y'all get a little more hyped up knowing that there are now more eyes on y'all, especially with the ESPN streaming deal?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I love the spotlight. I love the spotlight. It makes me thrive. Just knowing that everybody's watching me. That's just my personality, man. I feed off that, man. A Friday night game under the lights is real big. Not to say that on a Monday and a Tuesday, the intensity is still not there, but playing that Friday, having them fans in there, it's just a different thing. So knowing that millions of people are checking in on me, man, it just sends me, in a different mind state.
Yeah, I agree with my cousin. Playing on Friday is a different environment. The atmosphere is different. And, my cousin never played professionally or collegiately in anything. So this is big for him, being able to play on a showcase like ESPN, having that streaming. We're connected to a worldwide sports brand. And, I'm more happy for my cousin than anybody else because all it is, he can tell this to his kids and his kids can tell it to his other kids. And, being a part of this organization, being a part of what's going on with the ESPN deals and everything in the future, it makes you want to play much harder. It gives you the motivation, and hopefully you can inspire more people to come and watch us play. And, I'm happy that he's on our team, and I'm happy that Scott is doing this for this whole entire program.
What would it mean for either of you to wake up on, let's say, a Saturday morning, turn on SportsCenter, and all of a sudden there is a highlight clip on the top 10?
I'm going crazy.
Well, we already know there's one person I think that's going to make the highlight, the ESPN top 10 before anybody else. That's going to be Carballo.
Mucho Carballo!
It'll either be Carballo or Manu. They be making some all those guys in the late games, Manu, Carballo, Douglas, Gaucheri, like all those guys are, we can make a clip too. Don't get it twisted. But to answer your question, how will it feel to see one of my teammates on ESPN? I'll be extremely happy because that means we're on the right direction. We're making those kind of clips because, once upon a time, highlight was laughed at. Now we're being respected amongst the sports industry. And if we can make top 10, not the silly top 10s, like the not top 10s, but the top 10s, that'd be really huge. And especially as one of my guys who I like.
I'm telling you, man. That's just
well, I know you guys have a lot going on, but we'd love to just play a quick game of Williams or Wontiums to get to know the newest Cyclone. So we just have some questions here, and yes would be Williams, that's me, and no would be Wontiums. So first question here, pineapple on pizza, Williams or Wontiums?
Wontiums.
How about a 5 a.m. Instagram workout post, Williams or Wontiums?
Williams all day.
I've seen it. I mean, I think you've gone by Cool Fitness as one of your other nicknames, yeah?
Yeah.
You guys are kind of known as like the fitness cousins, yeah?
Yeah, that's us, man. That's actually how I got here.
Yeah, my cousin. So growing up, he was known as Cool J. Cool J, and his J is for Javon. But yeah, get Cool Fitness. He has a brand called Cool and Fit, and that's why he wears on his jersey. But go ahead, Cleve. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No problem. So it's all good. So then, same vein, cheat days, Williams or Wontiums?
Williams, man. You gotta live life, man. You can't be too strict on yourself. You gotta enjoy life. So I'm gonna go with Williams on that one.
Peeing in the shower, Williams or Wontiums?
Oh shit.
Williams!
Oh shit. That's why I want to share his shower.
Williams, man, all day.
Okay, Williams, you agree though. It's all drains, it's all pipes, it's all going to the same spot. It doesn't matter. You're saving water, actually, probably.
Hey, man, be in the shower, man. What's the problem? I don't see the problem with that.
Two birds, one stone. Why waste a flush when you can just be scrubbing with one hand and you just aim it with the other?
Let it go, you clean the tub because you're already cleaning your body with soap, so it's gonna wash it be all down.
Oh my
God. Let me see here. Pounding a couple hard Celsius with the boys after a win, Williams or Wontiums?
Wontiums. Not happening. Not going
alcohol.
in this stomach.
He doesn't drink alcohol. Yeah, he doesn't drink alcohol.
Not going in this stomach. The babes love the abs. Got to keep the abs. No pudge going on over here, baby.
That definitely will do a number on the old six-pack. Having a six-pack of Celsius. You can only have one, really.
Oh, yeah.
Man. Playing with another man's cesta, Williams or Wontiums?
Wontiums, man. That's disrespect, man. I feel like a man's cesta, that's like intimate, man. You treat her like your woman, Why would you stick your hand in another woman's,
We did.
That cause?
Year one, we had to shut them bitches.
Hey, we were savages then. We didn't know any better, I never do it again.
Never.
Oh my God.
And then I think one last question for both of you here. The nickname for the Cyclones. It's Cyclones, but Go Cones has been one of the nicknames out there, or Go Clones. So what are you? Are you Go Cones or Go Clones?
We're Go Cones. Because I get what I like to go clones, but we're not clone. We're not a clone. The Cesta Cyclones. I don't know who started it, but I think it was Chris when he said "Go Cones, go Cones," and I think it picked up some ammo. And when you see all the tweets out there that's associated with us, it says "Go Clones." So I think it's Go Cones instead of Go Clones.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. It is officially hashtag Go Cones if you are talking or tweeting about the Cesta Cyclones. Hashtag Go
Cones.
Hashtag Cone Nation.
Let's go, baby.
I'm gonna stay out of that one.
yeah, this is first year. He can't really say too much on that.
So I'm gonna stay out of that one.
I can only speak on that one.
Williams, once a cone, always a cone. That's what we say around these parts.
I hear it, man. I hear it, man. I hear it. I'm just happy to be here, man. Happy to be here, man.
Well, Jeden, Williams, thank you so much for joining us on the inaugural Season 2 edition of God Bless Alai.
God bless Alai.
God bless Alai,
man.
No problem, boss. We appreciate you guys having us, man. Continue to push out the word about Alai. Try to bring the fans over as much as we can. We're on to something big. I always say this: we famous, y'all just don't know it yet. That's what we do.
It was a pleasure, man. It was a pleasure, man. Anytime, man, reach out, man. Always available for you guys, man. We appreciate it.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
All right.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
Peace.